Welcome to Aunt Hetty's Creative Home. I'm Heather Danner, and I decided to create this channel because there's just a lot of different creative outlets that I have, and it's fun to share them with other people. I'm disabled, so I'm mostly at home, and I have a lot of limitations with some things. So this is a way I can kind of get out and do something different, have something to pass the time when I am not able to be running around or doing a lot and I have to sit or lay down. But it also is a way that I can take care of our home and our meals and family and all of that good stuff. So a little background about me. I grew up in Iowa, and I've lived in Iowa my whole life. And about almost 5 years ago, I met my fiance Michael, and he moved here from Ohio to Iowa to be with me. And we both met on a homesteading group, and we basically hit it off right away at the beginning. And he moved here to Iowa a few months later, and I was living in a rental house in a city at that time that my son owned. And when Michael came, we both hated living in the city so much, and we wanted to get out in the country to do a little homesteading. So 3.5 years ago, we found our present home. It's a 1978 double wide manufactured home, and it needed a lot of work. It was bad. The basic structure was fine, but it had a lot of floors and flooring that needed replaced, and a lot of paint, and a lot of just a lot of work. But it wasn't anything that we couldn't live in at the time. So we went ahead and bought it, and it comes with we have about a half acre of land here that we homestead on. Due to our physical limitations, we're unable to homestead as much as we'd like to, but we try to do a lot from scratch in the home, and we do have some chickens and occasionally rabbits. We've had goats, a few different things like that. So occasionally you might see our critters around here. I like to share some of my old-fashioned cooking ideas, some heirloom cooking recipes. I'm getting ready to publish a cookbook here in the next year or two, so I've been working a lot on that so I can share my recipes with you. I also do a lot of crafting, especially thrift store repurposing, a lot of just inexpensive ways to make our home feel homier. I'll be sharing our renovations as we go through our home, and you'll notice nothing's fancy. A lot of it's upcycled, thrift store, hand-me-downs, garage sale, Facebook Marketplace. Basically, it's all been done very affordably. I like to say we kind of do the house in layers. We kind of, depending on what our limitations are at different times and what our strengths are at the time, and when the money comes in or when we see a good deal on something, we'll kind of jump on it and take care of it at that time. So we're not like really doing one whole room at a time. We'll kind of do things in layers. You know, we might do a floor, and then a few months later, oh, we found a good deal on paint, and so we paint and different things like that. So it's going to take us a while, and sometimes, right now we're putting up a fence for our dogs, and sometimes we can only connect three pieces of fencing at a time. You know, we can't always do a lot. Things take us a while, but that's kind of why I wanted to share my journey too, to show that even if you're disabled, there's things that you can do, and you can still live in a nice home even on an extremely small budget. We've made a lot of improvements, and we're happy here with our little cottage that we've tried to kind of bring some old-fashioned charm to. One of my favorite finds that you can see behind me right now is my dish rack, and I get a lot of people asking about that. I actually got it for $20 on Facebook Marketplace, and It's one of my favorite pieces. We pretty much designed our living room around it, or excuse me, our dining room and living areas kind of together. But I didn't even have to do anything to it. I paid $20 for it. It was a couple hours away, so a friend of mine picked it up for me, and she had it for several months before we were able to even get together. And once I got it and got everything in it, I've got some heirloom pieces from family. I've also got just some, I love the Pioneer Women patterns and colors, and so I've got quite a few of her things. And you can see some of those in the background. So basically, that's just my story. So I'll be sharing some renovations, some crafts, some cooking, maybe some family things. Right now I've got my daughter that has 3 children. My son and his girlfriend have 4. And then my other son and his partner have no children yet. So I've got 7 plus a niece that I count as my 8th grandchild. So a lot of times I'll be doing fun activities for kids or family get-togethers. We'll be doing some crafts, some simple ones, some upcycles, and the heritage recipes that I'll be including in my cookbook. So there'll be lots of things, something for everybody. There might be some day in the life, but my life is pretty simple. Like I said, there's days I can't do a whole lot, and then other days I can do a few more. So I'll show you some, if there's anyone else disabled that's watching, I'll show you some different ways that I've found to make living with disabilities a lot easier. I have some physical disabilities, and I also have some mental disabilities. So it keeps life interesting, let's just say that. But I wanted to thank you for checking out my channel. If you'd like, please hit subscribe, and if you hit the little bell, it'll give you notifications whenever I publish a new video.
I also wanted to show you our renovation of our office area. It's just a small corner here at the end of our living room, and where the dining room kind of comes over to meet it. And this is how it was when we moved in, really dark and gloomy. The old carpeting and everything. We got that ripped out. I found this picture that was kind of my inspiration for my wall decor, and I just really fell in love with it and decided I wanted to do something to recreate that a little bit. So I have my Pioneer Woman curtains, and I did a little color swatch there to match that, and it's also matches my living room and our dining room. And this is how it turned out, and I'm really happy with it. We like spending time there. Thank you for watching Aunt Hetty's Creative Home, and thanks for joining me today. Have a good one.